it just seemed like we were certainly out of sync, for whatever reason. And maybe it's because, KJ didn't throw the ball a tremendous amount this week. I don't know, but we were out of rhythm. He seemed to be out of rhythm, back there. Either that or we weren't getting open because he was having a hard time finding receivers.
Kind of leads into what I was going to ask. It seemed like on third down, y'all threw short of the sticks several times. You think it was just a matter of KJ not finding guys downfield, or what do you think went into that?
Well, I think so. I think they were giving us those underneath throws, and I think he threw one deep early in the second half, and the safety picked it off, and he may have got a little shy of trying to throw a deep ball, but those guys did a heck of a job of catching and getting the sticks. Rocket did one time as well, made a great play. Hazelwood and Landers made a great play on fourth down, but when you can't run the ball, you better be able to protect it and get open. And we 4 sacks, and we were trying to go to where we could have some success, and we just couldn't find it.
Hey, Sam, any consideration about putting Malik or Cade back there to spark something?
Yeah, I had talked to KB about it a little bit, and he told me what I need to hear, that KJ's our guy, and he'll get going here eventually, and he is our guy. So that was, in my opinion, that was the right thing to do, to leave him in there, and he did. He got us all the way down there to evidently that far, to tie the game.
Sam, on that play, I saw you go like this at one point, and then after the ruling, what did the official say to you?
I just asked him why it took so long, if it, and he said, they were waiting on a pylon camera angle, but he said that from his viewpoint that he was short, that his knee hit before the ball got it, because the ball was maybe half yard over the goal line, but he said his knee hit before, so.
Coach, the average distance to go on third down on 16 attempts today was 10.1 yards.
Yeah.
What were the struggles on first and second down that led to so many third and
we
longs?
had 14 negative yards plays, so that would probably be the biggest thing. We couldn't block. We tried to run the ball, like we do, or we tried to throw the ball and then try to run it on second down. But today, instead of a lot of them being incompletions, they were sacks, or instead of it being 2nd and 6, they were 2nd and 12, because of negative yardage plays. We kept trying to, like I say, trying to move the back, trying to get some quick hitters, trying to do some things, but it never really worked until the fourth quarter.
What's next, Coach? I mean, obviously you can't let this be a defining moment of your program, losing this game. How do you get things back on track, and what did you say to the players in the locker room after the game?
I just told them that, I told them a lot of things, Trey. But, we have LSU coming in here, so, we go. Our job is to put the best team we can out there and win ball games, and it will be no different next week. We've got to bounce back on that, but we got to look ourselves in the mirror too, all of us, but with LSU coming in here, we can't do anything but go out and have good practices and work hard and see if we can't get a win next week.
It felt like, you keep mentioning, the TFLs and stuff, but it felt like on the running play they were in the backfield immediately, and a pass play, it seemed like KJ just couldn't find anybody open, and they eventually got to him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I felt like I didn't think we protected all that bad, even though we give up the 4 sacks. I just either he wasn't seeing the open guy or we just weren't getting open, because I didn't think our protection was all that bad. I mean, he was back there for quite a while sometimes. most of the time. And on the run game, it was bad. You know, it was bad.
Some people have a theory that it's hard to get up week after week after week. In your non-conference games, you got Bobby Petrino coming in here. You got Cincinnati. You got this. Do you think maybe it's just difficult to be up week after week after week, given your schedule?
You know, we've lost games since I've been here, but not like this. These games we've won since I've been the head coach here. And I know I might get tested on that, why I said that, but we hadn't got beat like this. And that's my responsibility. And I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, last year we went on a run and it was fun, you know. Every year I have found out every year is a little bit different. You know, the kids are different, the coaches are different. It's a little bit different, but I think it's our responsibility to have them kids ready. And yes, I believe it's hard to get up, but that's why they pay us. We need to get them up.
Coach, just looking at the numbers too, KJ had 7 passes broken up today. That seems like kind of a high number for him.
Who?
KJ had
Yeah.
7 passes broken up. Was that just a product of good DB play, or was he maybe just not as sharp as you wanted him to be?
You know, I don't know. As I'm looking at it, obviously, he didn't play as well as what he had. I'll say this: he wanted to win. I mean, he was busting his butt down there at the end and making plays and trying to get us to overtime. He just didn't throw the ball as well as what he normally does.
Defensively, y'all shut him out in the second half. Was there a schematic change, or just a matter of defense playing better, or what do you think went into that?
No, I don't think so. I don't. We didn't have. Barry went after him more. You know, we decided to blitz. We blitzed him. I think the first 3 plays of the second half, maybe, or we decided to go after him and play some man-to-man coverage, see if we couldn't get him on the ground. Which the blitzes were also a combination of run blitzes, where if they hand the ball off, we'd be in pretty good shape there to stop them from running the football. But I think the kids just responded. To be perfectly honest with you, they played pretty well. You know, the 4th down stop was a big stop, and the pick was by McAdoo was a big stop. So I think they just made plays the second half that we didn't in the first.
You keep talking about how it's the coach's responsibility to get the guys up for the game, which I feel you on that. But there's also an aspect, too, of what's holding this team back from having that leadership come from within the team. And what guys on the team do you kind of want to challenge to make sure that, you know where I'm getting at?
Yeah, this team is just different than last year's. I mean, it's different. Last year you had 19 super seniors. You know, you had the Grant Morgans, and you know what I mean. It's just different. Anytime that you have a lot of injuries, which we're getting our guys back, but anytime you have a lot of injuries, then you're playing some guys, and then you're not playing them. You know, once the injured guys get back and this other. So it's a little bit difficult. And again, that's my job, but it's a little bit difficult to keep the team like this, you know. And we were doing a pretty good job of that, and I think we have done a pretty good job of that. But I didn't play good, or it's on me, you know what I mean? Like, we had a whole bunch of guys that, you know, would say, hey, I got to do better and this, that, and the other. And we'll continue to kind of motivate that and get that better. It's just a different team, you know, than what we had last year. We had all those super seniors, and it's just different. I do think that we'll bounce back. I know that the sky fell today, but I think we can bounce back. I do. We need to. We've got to get bowl eligible next week, and I sure wish we would have this week, but didn't play well enough or coach well enough.
Thanks, Coach.